I'm going to trash my coworkers here. Dave, Arizona, you're on the Wilkow Majority. Hello.
Hey, Andrew, I've got a real issue with your position on this food stamp policy and how you feel that just everybody that is on food stamps is just a lower standard of human being.
I've never said that.
And that they should. And that, well, you come across like that. I hear nothing but on you talking about how these food stamp peoples are taking advantage of it. And, you know, you
well, hold on. What I did do is break it down and on how it works economically against the people who pay for the program. And I'm 100% right about it. The other side of it, hold on. The other side of it is I find myself under fire for daring to say to the recipient class that it ought to be thankful for the provider class rather than constantly lecturing the provider class that they don't do enough and they should be thankful for government. If we're going to have this social contract, which doesn't exist, nobody can cite it, nobody can find it, I just want to know what the recipient class's side of the contract is. What's their obligations? What do they owe to the provider class?
Well, let me ask you, Andrew, who are you to ask them to thank you and to thank the government for the help that they've given?
No, I'm not asking them to thank the government. As a taxpayer, I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question. As one of the people who pays for these programs that I can't use, can't access, and don't qualify for, I think a simple thank you for working hard and having less money so somebody else can live at my expense, maybe a little thank you.
Well, see, that's where I find you to be really egotistical, self-centered, and just off the wall.
So, in other words, I don't do enough for the recipient class.
Listen, you always cut me off. Now, instead of looking at these people and asking for a thank you, why don't you look at it as saying, "Hey, thank you for letting me help you." What about these people that keep calling you up and complaining
thank you
about
for letting me help you?
Yeah, because let me finish my statement here. These people that are calling up and complaining about people with carts and 2 or 3 carts, in line with their children in tow. Well, let me ask you, have you ever had to sit down to your child when your child comes to you at the end of the night and says, "Mommy, what's for dinner?" and you have to tell them there's nothing in the shelves, I can't feed you, so they have to go to bed hungry and starving and wake up in the morning hoping that there might be something for breakfast? No. When I see those people in there and in tow with carts full of food, and I see their children, and I look them in the eyes, and I say, "Thank God that we are there to help them, so they do not starve."
So here you are with the supremacy of the recipient class. The recipient class to you. The recipient class to you is something supreme, can't be questioned. You actually perceive yourself that you owe a debt of thanks to somebody who exists on somebody else's expense. You never question. Maybe you're poor because you're irresponsible. Maybe you're poor because you refuse to work hard. Maybe you're poor because the government has bred your dependency in order to make you into a constituent group. Maybe you had children you can't afford and ought to be held responsible for it. No, you would like to create the supremacy.
You know why?
Sir,
because I don't see those people, and I don't see them and judge them. I don't know what their position is. I don't know what their situation is.
But you hear yourself. You think that I'm a bad person because
the stupid economy that we're living in.
The stupid economy. You can thank Democrat politicians for that one. Thank you very much for the call. Have a nice day. There you have somebody who believes in the supremacy of the recipient class. I'm thankful that they're there creating burden for me. I'm thankful they are constituting debt on me. But yet, the question of the origin of debt, what is the origin of debt? It is not to damn people personally, but if the government says to person A, you have to pay for a food stamp program because person B needs it, what is the origin of debt between person A and person B? If person B is entitled to something from person A, government shouldn't provide that. There should be a controversy that's settled in a court of law. If B has the right to make a claim against A, let's see what it is that A did to B to make B the aggrieved party. This is what I find fascinating about these concepts. You're not even allowed to expect a thank you from the recipient class. You're supposed to just bow to their needs and provide for their needs. And what? You dared to question? You're bad. The hell with you. Who the hell do you think you are?